As you know, some bear skins are rarer than others, but what are the rarest skins, you may be asking? Well, in this video, I plan on answering that question. If you saw last year, you'll know I made a video of the top 5 rarest bear skins, but now that 2025 is coming to a close, some things have changed, so this video is here to explain what has changed. So without further ado, let's begin the ranking. But first, I'd like to bring up some honorable mentions, because there are plenty of rare skins out there that didn't make the top 10. First example, surprisingly enough, being Ito. Around 24,000 people got this skin despite it only being obtainable for a few days, and because of that, this skin doesn't quite make the cut. Back then it definitely would've, it might have even gone the top 5, but nowadays it just isn't that rare. Though having it means you do get bragging rights for being an older player. Next two skins are Zob and Yob. These are the only two Bob skins, aside from the more recent ones, that have yet to return. Despite this though, there's a very good chance that these skins won't be rare for long, as eventually there will have to be another Bob election, and one of these guys will win. It's very possible that Cheetahman will just add both of them so every Bob skin has returned, but who knows. For now though, these are some of the rarest skins out there. If you're curious, Zob is definitely rarer than Yob, because Yob appeared in a Kindly Kian video, meaning a lot more people would have played the game around that time period. Next is Saucer. Of all the weekly update skins, this is by far the rarest one of the bunch, and the reason for that is that it was only available for maybe less than 2 weeks, and it costed 10,000 quids. There are other skins that costed 10,000 quids, but those skins were either popular or in the shop for a while, unlike Saucer, which isn't that popular and was pretty expensive, so this is a pretty rare skin, but not in the top 10. Next are Uncle Sam and Six Air. Six Air's a pretty new skin, and it'll most likely never come back due to being released for the 6th anniversary. On top of that, it costs the same amount as Rob, meaning that overall not many people would have gotten this skin. In fact, you could argue it'd make the top 10, especially considering how unpopular the 6th anniversary event was, but I'd say the skin isn't expensive enough to really make the list. As for Uncle Sam, the skin has come back once, but it also costs 44,444 quids, so I think the skin is pretty rare, but far from the rarest. Then there's Tinsel and the Big Sack. Now, these are the only skins you can actually still get at the moment, at least as of December 2025, but the reason I'm including them here is that at the moment, only around 25,000 people have these skins. If you're not using guides, this is a pretty difficult quest to do, and so because of that, I have a feeling these skins are going to be pretty uncommon by the time the event is over. And finally is the Undead Coming Pumpkin. This skin was very close to making the list, but didn't quite make the cut due to only having slightly less owners than Ito. Yes, this skin is rarer than Ito, it's crazy. This skin wasn't that difficult to get, but the Halloween 2023 event was pretty unpopular, or at the very least didn't have many players, so not that many people got this skin. And those are all the honorable mentions, and not only that, but me talking about the Undead Coming Pumpkin is a perfect way for me to transition into talking about the 10th and 9th rarest skins in Bear Alpha, Witch's Brewlord and the Monster. These skins practically have the same rarity, but of the two, the Monster is slightly rarer. These skins are rare for the same reason the Undead Coming Pumpkin is. If you don't know, you have to type in a specific code on certain coffins, and if you did so, you'd get these skins. They're not actually that difficult to get, but like I said, not many people really cared enough to get these skins. Plus, it's been confirmed that these skins will never return, and because of that, I think these skins deserve the 10th and 9th spots on this list. Then in 8th place, we have Sam, Feet High Viscosity. There are plenty of April Fool's skins in the series, and in 2025, Cheetahman decided that it would be cool if Sam Feet High Viscosity, Misto's Whip, and Crustification were all available in Bear Alpha. And because not many people really got the April Fool's badges, this means that Sam Feet High Viscosity is pretty rare. Only around 13,000 people got this skin, and if you're wondering how to get it, you had to do a certain cart ride, and then if you got to the end, you'd be able to get Sam Feet High Viscosity. They changed how you got it slightly by moving the location of the pizza badge onto the main path instead of the secret side path, and because of that, I'd say the skin is slightly harder to get, at least in 2025. Overall, this skin's pretty difficult to get, and though it's entirely possible that Cheetahman will bring these skins back next year, personally, I just don't see it happening. I could be wrong though. The 7th rarest skin in Bear Alpha would have to be Green Viking. Not only is Green Viking a part of one of the most obscure events in Bear Alpha, that being Bear Alpha's only St. Patrick's update, but the way you got the skin was pretty convoluted. Basically, if you know Egg Hunt 2020, you had to collect a key in one of the maps, then a door would open. After that, you'd have to do an obby, go through a maze, and figure out a code. This is a gross oversimplification of how you actually do it, and I'd recommend looking up a guide to see how it worked. Obviously, you can't get the skin now, but if you want to see how people did get it, I'd recommend doing that. Anyways, the skin's convoluted obtainment method, along with the event it being a part of being not too popular, only around 13,000 people got the skin, which might not seem too terrible, but when you consider the fact that only a few other skins are rarer than this skin, yeah, for Bear Alpha standards, that's pretty crazy. But it's nothing compared to the next skin, that being Sam. Even though this skin has returned to the game twice, there is one reason why the skin is on this list. It costs 90,000 quids. That is absolutely insane compared to other bear skins, and only one skin, that being Omen Mole, is more expensive than this guy. This skin used to be a lot rarer, even being the 2nd rarest skin in the game, if you ask me, at some point. But since the skin returned in 6th anniversary, and the fact that the skin was really sought after, I'd say that this skin is definitely not as rare as it used to be. Plus, a lot of people use hacks to teleport to the end of the obby so they could get pretty much infinite quids, so yeah, hackers are a good reason why this skin isn't so rare. Apparently the bear devs are fixing all the hacking problems, so if you're a hacker, wop wop. And now we have reached the top 5. If you have any of these skins, you should be pretty proud of yourself, because in 5th place we have Crustification. Similarly to Sam Feet High Viscosity, this is an April Fool's skin, and the way you got it has changed a lot. At first, you had to play the game Thomas Racing, or to be more specific, the Thomas Racing game mode in Bear Beta, and then you had to jump up onto a wall and click on a badge, then you'd get the skin. However, in 2025, the skin finally came back, and now you had to play a capture the flag map and dig every single block, then you'd be able to get the badge. Despite this though, less people got this skin than they got Sam Feet High Viscosity, and because of that, this skin's pretty rare. Only around 11,000 people got this skin. So it's safe to say that this skin deserves its spot as number 5 out of every skin in the game when it comes down to rarity. In 4th place is Atrocity. The reason this skin is so rare is because the obtainment method for the skin is absolutely crazy. So let me give you a pretty simple tutorial on how you got the skin. First, equip the red pirate juice, then play Undead Coming 2, go into the sewers and hold out the red pirate juice on a specific wall, then you get teleported to a different place. Once you're in this place, have a friend join you, and then you get to play Connect 4 together. Yes, Connect 4. And on top of that, you also have to get a tie in Connect 4, so if you win or lose, you have to do it all over again. But if you get a tie, you can then go into a different place where you walk down a hallway, walk back, then get teleported into a room where you have to wait for 5 minutes. On top of that, the room also has a TV in it, and if you touch the TV, you have to start everything all over again. But if you do everything successful, you should get the skin. Pretty simple, am I right? Well, supposedly not, because only 10,000 people got this skin. On top of that, it was only available for a few days, so yeah, that's pretty crazy, isn't it? That, along with the fact that this skin had such a crazy obtainment method, is why it gets 4th place in the list. Then in 3rd place is Bear Swagger 999. Yeah, this jokey, low-quality skin is the 3rd rarest skin in Bear Alpha. I know, it's crazy. This skin is actually pretty easy to get, all things considered. Back in 2024, you had to join a game called Mega Easy Obby 250 Stages, and if you made it to the end, you'd get this skin. Despite this though, only around 7,000 people got this skin, and it's for a simple reason. The only reason people knew this skin existed was because Cheetah Man announced Mega Easy Obby as something that existed. However, if you were just a casual bear player or you just watched YouTube, you probably never knew this skin existed. And because of that, only around 7,000 people got the skin. Therefore, it is really rare, and I have a feeling they're never gonna bring this skin back. However, the top 2 skins in this list are at a whole nother level when it comes to rarity. So, it's time for me to move on to second place, the one and only Atrocity. I mean, this skin is infamous for its rarity. Basically, this was a skin you could get by playing Cheese Factory back in November of 2019. You had to do a few specific things, but basically around the end, you'd have to go through this wall by hopping up onto a tree, and then you'd find this place with a bear corpse. Then you'd get Atrocity. Despite this though, there weren't really that many guides on how to get the skin, and it wasn't around for that long. And yet despite that, only 6,000 people got the skin. But you want to know why it's so rare? Because of a glitch. Back then, Cheetah Man didn't know what to do about data loss. If you don't know, data loss is this silly thing where you could get a skin but not permanently have it because of some silly thing that happens. It's basically a bug. And for some reason, Cheese Factory caused data loss to happen. And because of this, Cheetah Man in a panic just removed Cheese Factory, not knowing what to do. And so, Atrocity got removed as well. This means that Atrocity, the second rarest skin in Bear Alpha, was never meant to be rare in the first place. This skin is rare because of a glitch, and now it's unlikely this skin will ever return. Cheetah Man's been pretty vague as to whether he wants to bring the skin back, as he just said cannot say when someone asked if the skin would return. That and the fact that the button for Atrocity still exists in Cheese Factory leads me to believe that they may bring the skin back eventually, but again, it's pretty unlikely. So for now, this skin is the second rarest skin in Bear Alpha, but despite this, it has nothing on the rarest skin in not just Bear Alpha, but in all of Bear. This skin is so rare that if you have it, you should probably go buy a lottery ticket. Seriously, it's that uncommon to get. And the skin I'm talking about is probably one you know about. It's the one and only, the massive, Sam the Santa Bro. One thing you might have noticed with a lot of these rare skins is that in the end of the day, it's just that not many people got these skins. It wasn't luck, it was just a matter of being there at the right time and knowing what to do. But Sam the Santa Bro is the exception. Even if you know exactly how to get this skin, you are practically guaranteed to never get it. And it's for a simple reason. The entire mechanic of getting the skin comes down to luck. If you don't know, somehow, there is a boss fight in Bear Alpha where you have to fight Santa Sam, and when you beat him, you get one of many random rewards. Most of these are pretty easy to get, with the rarest of the bunch being Little Santa Sam having a 1 in 25 chance of being gotten when you beat Sam in the boss fight. But Sam the Santa Bro takes this to a whole nother level. He has a 1 in 425,000 chance of being gotten when you beat Santa Sam. This means that for you to have around a 50% chance of getting the skin, you'd need to beat this boss fight 425,000 times. So I decided to do some maths to see just how hard it is to get this skin. First, let's assume you're in a server around 6 people. That way you've got a decent chance of getting Sam the Santa Bro, and also there wouldn't be too little people to where you'd be targeted by attacks. That way you'd beat the fight a lot of the time. First, with a good squad, it takes around 2 minutes on average to beat Santa Sam, and also get Arctic Valley to appear again so you can play the map, well, again. So let's get 2 minutes, times it by 425,000, then divide it by 6 to see how long, on average, it'd take for one of you to get the skin. By doing that, we get around 141,000 minutes, so let's convert that into hours, shall we? And by doing that, we get 2,361 hours. But what if we convert that into days? Well, we get 98 days. 98 days straight of playing Arctic Valley over and over again just for one of you to get this skin. but this is just for one of you. Let's say you want to get this skin. Well, let's times that number by 6, and by doing that, we get 590 days. If you want to get Big Man Ting with average luck, you would need to play Arctic Valley with no sleep, no food for 590 days. That is ridiculous. So no, getting the skin does not come down to skill. It comes down to pure dumb luck. Either you're one of the lucky few who get it, or you don't. It's a game of chance. And guess what? This skin used to be even rarer. Back then, this skin had a 1 in a million chance of being gotten. That is more than twice as rare as it is now. Imagine trying to get it back then. Overall, this is easily the rarest skin in Bear Alpha, and some may argue it's the rarest skin in the entire series. Even if my math is somehow wrong, I think we can all agree that El Sam the Santa Bro is the rarest skin in all of Bear Alpha. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps my channel a lot. And here are the members of my channel. Thank you to Oswald So Sigma and Windforce_enemy for being Endstone members of my channel, and big thanks to the Endstone fans of my channel, Buck is Dumb, Airop1102, and Barely If He Could YouTube. If you want your name featured at the end of most of my videos, then feel free to become a member of my channel. You get some pretty cool custom emojis as well. For being honest, I only made the memberships because of the emojis, so yeah, if you want those, get the membership, if you feel like it, of course. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Goodbye! LOL.